Golf is a great way for students to reduce their stress while preparing for finals, whether it's playing a full round, hitting the putting green, or just coming out to the driving range. Months after winning the vote, the Evergreen got a tip about sexual misconduct allegations from former WSU quarterback Jason Gesser. Months after digging for the truth, the Evergreen went from its deathbed to publishing one of their biggest stories ever. Lots of questions about how the defense would work without key players like Nike McClure from last season were answered, but the team still allowed Utah State to get 12 offensive rebounds, and the offense turned over the ball 20 times. With this past season going down as the best season in almost 2 decades, WSU could see another increase in enrollment, which gives the university the problem of how to house all these new students. The main goal for this team, however, remains to make the lives of students easier.
Thanks, guys. The Pullman Community Action Center started noticing a lack of funds from transactions dating all the way back to spring. They now believe they know the reasons why. Tenet says it comes down to having respect for one another and watching out for our fellow Cougs.
Students who also rely on university meal plans face extreme difficulty due to short hours at the Cub and limited cafeteria access. Students from all around the country continue to make their way to Pullman to further their education. So I went to find out more about the reasons why so many students come to WSU.
In recent years, we have seen the amount of students enrolling at WSU rise. This fall, WSU saw the largest number of first-year students enroll at the university, with over 4,300 students enrolling for the fall semester.
Having over 4,500 freshmen was a huge number.
The rise in enrollment, however, didn't just take place in Pullman. WSU Vancouver, Tri-Cities, Spokane, and Everett all saw enrollment numbers rise also. This raises the question, why are so many students now choosing to further their education at WSU? One possible reason, the football team's success and national recognition.
A student's not going to apply for a school they've never heard of. If you have a successful academic program or a successful athletic program, that does help with that whole concept of awareness.
With this past season going down as the best season in almost 2 decades, WSU could see another increase in enrollment, which gives the university the problem of how to house all these new students.
We would actually limit returners that would be able to come back to the halls. We also had some in triples, and we're actually going to continue that because there is some students that are really interested in being in a triple situation because it is more cost effective.
One thing that the university is adamant about not changing is the application process because they believe if a student wants to further their education, they should get that opportunity.
I don't think we'll ever be what would be considered a highly selective university just because that's not our mission.
In Pullman, I'm Matt King, Murrow, News 8. The sounds of basketball made their way back to the Palouse on Tuesday night, but the result wasn't a good one for the Cougs. The Cami Etheridge era started off with a 72-61 loss to the Utah State Aggies. After leading for most of the game, the Cougs faded late, being outscored in the fourth quarter 28-13.
By the end, we were just barely standing. We just never regrouped. We never got into our system very well.
Borislava Haristova led the team with 27 points despite injuring her ankle in the second quarter.
It's just a normal twist ankle, and I just had to tough it up and go back to playing. Give my teammates what they need.
Ula looked really confused in what we wanted to do. I mean, she's and when we put Ula in, it moved Bobby to a different position than she's had to do. So, and we just looked like that.
I think I'll definitely take this loss on my back. My absence probably didn't prepare us the way that we should have been prepared.
Lots of questions about how the defense would work without key players like Nike McClure from last season were answered, but the team still allowed Utah State to get 12 offensive rebounds, and the offense turned over the ball 20 times.
I just think they made really key plays on their offensive end of the court, and that means we didn't on the defensive end.
The Cougs take the court again on Sunday at 1 against St. Mary's in Beasley Coliseum. In Pullman, Matt King, Murrow, News 8.